So today we went to Pratt, had no idea what we're gonna do, no context, just showed up on campus and was like, Lord, show us what to do. So we ran into some crazy divine appointments. The Lord gave me a word of knowledge for this girl's back. So I ran out after her because she was leaving. Ends up the Lord completely heals her back and her feet, although I didn't pray for her feet. And Lord gives me some words for depression and anxiety and like oppression she was dealing with, so prayed for her and got to explain to her who the real Jesus was, because she grew up in a super religious environment, didn't want anything to do with it. So she totally encountered the power of God and heard the message of who the real Jesus is. It was so amazing.
So we're at Pratt at the pie shop, and then randomly, first of all, we meet this guy named Sam, who is like thinking about joining YWAM, hungry to see revival on campus, crazy, just divine connection. And then we meet this other kid named Jared, who is like super intellectual, wants to know like more just about everything. We start talking to him about God, revealing just the Father's heart for him. Gets completely wrecked, and like he was just so hungry to know the truth. God is so good and faithful, easy to get.
So I met Jessica Lee today, who's an awesome fashion designer at Pratt, and she is pretty much going to change the world through fashion, and she knows it now. And so, yeah, I was just able to speak life into her dreams to just let her know just how she's really just a pioneer in this fashion industry, and how she's gonna go for it, and she's the first one of her family to, she's a first generation Chinese student American, and so yeah, she's just such a pioneer.
But the Lord led us to the cafeteria, and so we just sat there and waited for what he wanted to do. I looked over and saw a kid sitting by himself, so I went over and sat next to him, asked his name. He said his name was Sam, and I said, like, so what do you study, and learned a little bit about him, and then told him a little bit about what we were here for. And he turns out he was a believer. He had never seen like American believers on the campus before. He was really encouraged, and he's even considering doing YWAM. And tonight he's actually coming over for dinner and to hang out with us. So yeah.
Earlier James got a word that that what God wanted to do on this campus was just break out in generosity, in radical encouragement, whether it meant just speaking words of life over the students here or buying someone a cup of coffee. And so all day today we've just been saying, hi, how are you? Opening doors for people, saying I like your shoes, whatever it is, not out of a place of like trying to make a weird moment, but legitimately loving on them and encouraging them and drawing out the identity and treasure that's in their heart. Because in America, and especially the Northeast, there is an encouragement and a love drought, and we want to end that and see words of life and love spring forth on campuses in the Northeast and in America as a whole. So today has been amazing. My favorite part of the day was talking to this kid named Jared. He's not even a student here. It's actually spring break at Pratt, so like no one's on campus, but he was here visiting one of his friends. He's from California, and we just got to talk to him. He's been hurt by the church. He's encountered all these people that have claimed the name of Jesus but haven't lived it out, and he just got to hear from us and was so refreshed and encouraged by us. He said he's never met Christians that talk or behave or really are the way that we are, and he said that it's so refreshing to him to see. And so we just got to love on him. He asked us 1,000,001 questions that were actually kind of intellectual, but it was so fun just getting to come with the spirit of truth and wisdom and revelation and the knowledge of God and see him get encountered. And I fully believe he's going to get saved! Woo!